Hello, happy December. I'm dressed like a Christmas tree because why not? Today I bring you a book recommendation, but first a short, fun story about me because everybody loves talking about themselves. Occasionally in my life I have considered myself a bit of an underdog. I will tell you why. When you're 11 years old, well, back in my day, when you were 11 years old in Northern Ireland, you did something called the 11 plus test or the transfer test. You did it in your final year of primary school, and if you chose to do it and did well in it, you were then enabled to go to a grammar school. If you didn't do it, or you did do it and you did badly in it, you had to go to a high school, which is just a normal secondary school. So grammar schools are basically for the smarter children, and high schools are for everyone and for the kids who really hate school and don't want to be there but they have to go because compulsory education. Anyway, so I'm 11 years old and I sit my 11 plus test even though I have no intention of ever going near a grammar school, and I get an A because I was a little overachiever, and I keep my promise and I go to my local high school. Reason one, my brothers went there. It was closer to my house. I didn't really like grammar schools. My local ones have a reputation as being kind of, not posh, but kind of snobby. And yeah, I wasn't really into that, and I knew that I could do well going to the high school. And I stayed there for 7 whole years and I really liked my high school. I always felt like my high school had a sort of underdog spirit. Every time we went to a sports match or every time it was a prize night, I felt it, and I don't know if other people felt it, but I feel like we were at a disadvantage. Certainly the area I grew up in is known as a disadvantaged area because there's a lot of unemployment, or however you calculate things like that. Even in terms of grade, no one expects a kid who goes to a regular small high school in rural Northern Ireland to go to university, let alone get good grades and go to a really good university. And that's what I did, and people were so shocked that I managed to get into the university I did from going to that school. And loads of my friends did really, really well and they're going on to do fantastic things in their life. And so naturally I felt like a bit of an underdog, because had I went to the grammar school when I was 11, 12 with my A and my 11 plus and joined loads of other kids who got A's, maybe I would have done even better in my GCSEs. Maybe I would have got higher A-level grades. Maybe I would have got more one-on-one attention, because with high school you'll find that they want everyone to pass, so they want everybody to get a C, where at grammar schools they want everyone not to get A's but to get A stars, and if you get a B, why isn't your B an A? That's just in my experience. I don't know, maybe you go to a grammar school and it's completely different. But I'm beginning to realise that where I thought I was disadvantaged, there were actually a lot of advantages that the grammar school kids didn't have. Why are you having an epiphany and a Christmas hat, Candice? I hear you say. Well, because I just finished reading this book. This is David and Goliath by Malcolm Gladwell, the #1 international bestseller. This wins the award for my favourite book cover of the year, I'm pretty sure. I'm just really into orange books lately, even though it has a hurdle on the front, which is lovely. It's a really, really, really lovely cover. This book came out, I think, last month in the UK, and currently in Waterstones it has a little £3 off sticker, so if you want to pick it up, go and do that before Christmas. So this is a non-fiction book. Malcolm Gladwell is an English-Canadian writer, I believe. He's a journalist for The New Yorker. He's published quite a few books. They're all sort of non-fiction, psychology-esque thinky books is how I'm going to describe them. I haven't read any of them, but Blink, I believe, is the most successful, and it's about like making spontaneous decisions in your life. So this book is concerned with the story of David and Goliath, and it begins with debunking the myth that David was this complete underdog, is this tiny shepherd boy going against this giant, and Gladwell tells you that actually David was completely at an advantage. Each chapter covers widely different topics. I think this was sent to me because it has a Northern Irish chapter about the conflict, the troubles in Northern Ireland in the 70s, and I really enjoyed that chapter. But I think my favourite one is about a basketball team who are being coached by a man who knows nothing about basketball, and he has to coach his daughter's high school basketball team. He doesn't know anything about basketball, and so he applies a different logic to the game, and he plays in attacking, and they win loads of games. I don't know anything about basketball, so that was really poorly explained. There's a wonderful chapter on education. He talks about being a little fish in a big pond. Like if you were to go to Harvard, you would have quite a small chance of becoming, the top of your class, but if you went to a slightly lower non-Ivy League university, then you'd be a big fish in a little pond, and you'd probably maybe graduate top of your class if you were sort of that way inclined, and you can go on to do great things without that sort of Harvard pressure and reputation on you. And he also talks about the pros and cons of small classes for teachers or bigger classes like 30 students. He talks about how people with dyslexia and autism are thought of as underdogs, but really their advantages just lie in different places, and because at such a young age they have so much to overcome, they actually become really talented in whatever it is they choose to pursue. So there's loads of millionaires, there's interviews with doctors, and it's been criticised in that Malcolm Gladwell is not a psychologist or a scientist, he is very much a writer, so some of his facts have been accused of being quite biased and his examples. But to me, that's not the important thing to take away from the book. Obviously, you should be conscious of things like that when you approach non-fiction, but I think it's more important what you personally take from the book and what you choose not to take from it. And I definitely think that this book won't change your life, but it will alter your perspective and maybe even on your own experiences like I just told you about mine. In conclusion, I recommend David and Goliath, Underdogs, Misfits and the Art of Battling Giants by Malcolm Gladwell to you if you have a thinky person in your family or in your life and you're trying to Christmas shop and you're just feeling. Speaking of Christmas gifts, I have a Sublime giveaway running right now. There should be an annotation that you can click somewhere. I'll figure it out. It should be here. Click on it. It'll take you to my Sublime page where I'm running a Black Milk Clothing Harry Potter shirt giveaway. I'm very excited about this. I kind of want the shirt, but I can't enter my own giveaway, so you should enter it on my behalf, and I hope you win, and I hope you love it. I'm sorry that my giveaways have been slightly female orientated lately. I will change that as soon as I can, but you should definitely enter. Check out my Christmas gift ideas list on Sublime. I'll be back very soon with more Christmas book gift recommendations, and I'm going to take this hat off because my head is getting really, really warm. Bye! Thank you for watching. Bye!